Should be up and running again. Just had a little instance that I had to check something out real quick. All right, we should be up and running. I should be able to hear me. Hoping so at least. We'll see. We'll see how much TikTok suppresses this even more. But it's always the same. Doesn't change with the restrictions. But I just have to take care of something real quick before I came back on. Yeah, I don't know how to put any boards and stuff because I need to find a way to put it that is just like Democrats, liberals, and progressives only. That's how these lives are gonna be. Democrats, progressives, and independents only. We don't have any MAGA in here anymore. If you fall on the MAGA, anything like that, not gonna happen. We're just not gonna do it anymore. I'm not gonna waste my time with it anymore at any point. There's no point to it. But yeah, that's getting back to the topic of how things are going and stuff. Is just like that's the whole purpose of this. The whole thing that they want to happen is that they want people to be agitated. That's why a lot of people on their FYPs have been seeing a lot of stuff like the Renee Good stuff popping up. They want to instigate you. They want to piss you off. They want you to get mad. Because the thing is you can't say, because look, this is the easiest telltale sign showing that they're not getting what they wanted. Because it went from we're gonna bring as much ice as possible, and then Tim Waltz decided to bring out what? The National Guard. Then the National Guard came out. They don't want the National Guard. They don't want the state against the federal government. They don't want that to happen. That's not part of their plan. Their plan is to be able to incite enough to have the federal government then overtake the state government so that the state government can't do anything because it's ruling it unruly or it's too dangerous for law enforcement or whatever the case. So they want to be able to use a. Yeah, I heard about the Arizona thing. The only thing is I haven't heard enough of it. And the thing is I'm not gonna trust anything that comes out from that investigation anyway, because it's already been shown that this administration cannot be trusted with any information. What's up, Athena? So that's the thing. It's just like and yeah, and Omar just got sprayed by somebody because somebody went and attacked her while she was speaking. So it's just like it's a continuation of the stuff because they're just trying to incite more to make it seem they want people riled up. They want people to be riled up and be violent. They want people to be violent back because it gives them reason to bring in the military. But they don't have justification for it. That's the thing. There's no justification for them to bring the big guns. There's no justification for them to bring any of the stuff because people are not attacking ICE. They wanted that with Portland, and what did they get? They got people in frog suits. That's what they got. They got people in frog suits. That shit did not go as they planned. Then they went into Chicago. They tried the same shit in Chicago. People forgetting like this isn't a fucking new rhetoric. This isn't something new. They've tried this already. They tried it in Chicago. And that didn't work out well for them. They went into Chicago, tried to incite some shit, didn't come out as planned. So let's go to another place. Another place that we have a problem with, that we have Democratic voters voting democratically, and they actually have systems that fucking work. Cause Minnesota fucking works. Have you not seen lately what the Republicans have been doing with this whole schooling and education shit? I forget. I saw some shit that they started. What was it? They started some education shit with the Republican Party. I was just like freedom education or some shit. And mind you, it's damn near the top 10 bottom fucking states in fucking education. The thing is look, this is what ICE is realizing. This is what the federal government is. Yeah, Oklahoma's like 49th or 50th in fucking education. Dumb as bricks. They had the fucking superintendent that was watching porn in the fucking office. And then he wants to turn and run as CEO of some Turning Point association. Like, you went from a dude that just fucked over your school system and made it basically the worst in the state, and then you think he's gonna do a better job with Turning Point? If he was fucking up your schools in the first place as the superintendent, what do you think is gonna happen after? You think it's gonna get any better? You think there's gonna be a difference or something? No, that's not gonna change. You're gonna have the same dumbass person running the same thing. It's just like, what did you really think was gonna happen? But that's what they want. They want people to be violent, and they're not getting it. That's the thing. They're going to all these. Cause look, you mean to tell me that all this is happening, but they're going to the states that have some of the least population when it comes to supposedly undocumented and illegal immigrants? Because Texas has more. How come they're not doing these raids like crazy in Texas? How come you're not getting national coverage of Texas being ICE when they have some of the most supposedly undocumented? You went to Minnesota? That's odd. You went to the opposite border. The border you were having a problem with was the southern border, but you decided to deploy most of your people to the northern border? Am I missing something? Because something ain't adding up. Your biggest problem is the southern border because that's when people are coming through the wall and shit that you supposedly building, but you sending all your resources to the northern border. How does that make sense? How does that work? Governor Speedwagon, that dude don't got no heart. That dude don't know what he's doing. He's fucking that state up. But the thing is dumb Republicans are believing it. Dumb Republicans believe that this is the way to go. Dumb Republicans want the government to infringe on their rights because it makes them safer. That's all it is. They want to make believe they safer and they not. Now, it's not that the U.S. government don't make sense. It's the people running it that are making it not make sense. Kettling? What do you mean by kettling? I'm not sure what you mean by kettling. Let me some managed law demonstration by surrounding, corralling, and restricting protesters within a specific confined area for extended periods. Oh, who used it against us? Who used the word? Was it ICE that used the word, or oh, so they used the word kettling? Well, it's basically the same thing as putting somebody into a fucking it's like funneling basically. Another word for is funneling is the same way basically. Cuz it's basically you are trying to make sure that you are surrounding these demonstrators so that they can't do nothing so that they don't have any way of going any further out. So basically if you're kettling it's like you making sure that they end up being surrounded so that that way they don't have any way out. The problem is that no police force in this country, yeah, like sheep, basically. Why Maine? Because the thing is any state that votes blue is under attack right now. If you notice, any one of these states has better fucking infrastructure, education, healthcare, benefits than any of these other red states. Just look at the places that they're going to. All of those places that they've been to are in states that rank higher than all these Republican states. Look at up all the places. All these states that they are trying to attack are states that function properly. I can't say I can't make you look bad when you're doing shit the right way. What's up, Torn? If you doing shit the right way, how can I make you look bad? You doing shit the way it's supposed to be done. I need to make up fraud. I need to make up all these injustices. I need to make up all these fucking bullshit rhetoric so that that way, when Republicans look at it, be like, oh, see, I told you Minnesota didn't know what they was doing. Minnesota's been trash. All these Democratic states, they've been trash. They've been trying to do this because the thing is they want to try to change Democratic votes to Republicans. In order to do that, you have to show Democrats that, yo, the people you voted for ain't shit. People in Minnesota, they trying to be like, yo, your governor's corrupt. Your representative stealing your money. He ain't giving you shit. He giving it to these illegals. And the people in Minnesota right now are just like, we okay with paying taxes for this. So the Republicans is having a fit right now because they don't understand it. They're like, damn, we are trying to show everything possible for this because the thing is they want to rile up more Republicans in those states. But they want to try to change it so that we don't, the blue people don't like the blue people so that they vote against it. That's the whole reason of this. I need to make you look bad. Ain't nobody look. If y'all made me look bad and I came across as a liar and everything, I'm a fraud, I lie about everything I say, this, and that, and then people just take that and they fucking run with it and they make fucking announcements and they do that, a lot of people ain't gonna watch me no more. A lot of people ain't even gonna bother to see my response. A lot of people ain't gonna bother to see what I have to defend myself. A lot of people just be like, damn, I thought Just Cruise was a good one. I can't fuck with him no more. Some people are gonna do that. And then the people that know who I am be like, nah, I don't believe Cruz would do that. Nah, I gotta ask him myself type shit. You see the difference? You're gonna have some people that are ignorant to the fact they're gonna listen. The problem is that these people are making it worse for themselves because they're going over aggressive. They're not trying to round up regular people. They are killing people out in the street in broad daylight and lying about it. That's where they're losing because they are lying about it. Oh, and if you didn't notice, Christy Noam and Greg Bavino had basically the same exact speech spoken about Alex Preddy after he was assassinated or executed or murdered, whichever fucking word you want to use, because each one of them fits in. Not one of those words is separated because they all can be on there. They both had the same fucking speech. Literally, they just changed a couple of words here and there. There was a video on TikTok that put both of their videos on top of each other. And they spoke word for word. And then what is the outcome for this administration, right? Now this administration wants to, yep, just exactly. Just how this administration now they want to backtrack on the shit they say. Now all of a sudden full immunity isn't there, right? Now they're quiet about full immunity. You notice how they ain't saying anything about that? Haven't mentioned anything about full immunity anymore. That went out the window real quick. That one disappeared real quick. You ain't hear shit. Oh, did I say that? Oh, I didn't say that. We never said such a thing. Now that went all out the window. Greg Pavino is removed or relieved of his duties. We don't give a fuck. Every every riot that happened, that dude was involved. Every single one that Greg Vivino was in place and was there for, or some of the ones that got the most tear gas, chemical agents thrown at them, and all that. Yeah, I know. That's why I said as a reader. That's why I said that Vance tried to walk back his statement. That's the problem with these people. They are trying to retract everything like everybody didn't fucking hear it. That's the big difference between. That's why I say the things that worked in 1930s Germany aren't the same things that are gonna work now. Cause technology is fucking them over. Technology is fucking them over. They can try the AI shit like how they altered the picture of the lady that went into the churches or supposedly broken or whatever the fuck they wanted to say. I, the, remember the lady that got the tour, the guided tour into the church with Don Lemon? You know those people that had the guided tour into the church? They took her picture and then they digitally changed it with her crying and then they posted it on the White House. Not the picture of her being arrested, but the picture of her supposedly crying, and they made her even darker skinned, and that's what they posted. So, the same way January 6th was a guided tour, these people were a guided tour into the house of God. And the crazy thing about it was, there's been 14 different times that the White House and any of those media outlets has changed or altered documents. They've caught them in 14 different times where they've changed pictures or they've snapped pictures. Because you notice, when it comes to the Republican Party and MAGA, what they like to do is that they try to, oh yeah, oh, the Kilmar Garcia one is the best one. MS-13, like, and you and that was a sad day for me. That was a sad day where I had, like I said, I served under three different presidents. But to have the president of the fucking United States believe that somebody had MS-13 on they fucking knuckles when it was superimposed on there by Photoshop, I'm sorry. I lost hope for this country that day. I just didn't think it was going to deteriorate this bad. But that day, when this dude was on fucking 60 Minutes talking about, look, MS-13, I was like, this dumb fuck really think that's real? He really, no, nobody told him? No, nobody spoke to that man? No, nobody told this man. We put those on there. How you the president of the United States and don't know that somebody put some fucking letters on a fucking picture? Like, who the fuck works for this guy? You know how incompetent you gotta be that you don't even tell your own president, yo, we did this? Bro, come on now. Come on now. It's like, you know how incompetent you have to be to believe some shit like that? That's beyond fucking thought process. That's beyond fucking belief. That you believe that there was actually MS-13 on the person's fucking knuckles that was put on by Photoshop after the pictures. And then the crazier part was the other half of the fucking country that actually believed it. So not only are you trying to lie about this shit, you are trying to lie and instigate these things, and you are being caught red handed. Like I said, 1930s Germany didn't have cell phones, they didn't have worldwide communication, they didn't have the ability to upload shit. You know what they didn't have? They didn't have the ability to screen record. Because that should be the first thing you're doing when you're watching something from an authentic place. Screen record it. Because otherwise, they're going to digitally alter it. Because look at what these people, you know what's funny also? That these people don't want to call it a murder, right? Or an execution, right? But you see the video after the continuation of it. where DHS and the FBI and everybody tried to say that they were trying to do CPR on the dude. They weren't doing CPR. If you look closely from other angles and you have the angle that was right in front from the person that was in that hat, you can hear them trying to find where's the gun? Where's the gun? Because they didn't even know where the fuck it was. They shot that dude not knowing if he had a gun or not. You know what that is? You use lethal force without confirming that you needed to use lethal force. But that's not being investigated? Thank you, Relleno. It was like they can try to make it and they can try to twist it any way they want, but come on now, everybody's seen it. And these people had the audacity to lie about it. These people continue to lie, and that's what's having them fucking blow up within themselves. Because you see the fact, and it was two different officers that shot. If you watch the video, it's two different ones. It's the first one that started, and then when they backed up, the other guy fired some more. Because they shot him they shot him at point blank first. Then they stepped back, then the two unloaded four more shots each. But that's the part they don't want to say because they don't want to show that. That's why it's being censored. That's why most people right now are being censored. They're trying to make sure we don't agitate the actual right. That's the funny part about it. That's the funny part about it. They don't want to agitate their own fucking people. That's why they're trying to do whatever rounds they can to try to cover it up. Because the thing is with the Renee Good one, they tried the bullshit and it was kind of successful because it was like, oh my God, he had internal bleeding. He got hit by a car. But they can't justify this one. They can't even come up with a bad word about the man. Because remember, as soon as Renee Good happened, that the Department of Justice was trying to investigate the wife and the woman for supposedly being anti-left or anti-right and being a fascist. Remember when they were trying to badmouth Renee Good as soon as it fucking happened? Because they had to paint the picture of this woman being a vile person. Oh, she got her kids taken away. She's a terrible mom. She's fucking a terrible person. She sides with the fucking fascist left. Y'all remember that, right? Y'all remember that whole rhetoric. Y'all remember that whole talk. Y'all remember that whole spiel. Can't say shit about an ICU VA nurse, though, huh? Kind of hard to paint that picture, right? It's even worse for a lot of fucking MAGA veterans because you took out Doc. They lost a lot of Republican veterans on that one. You took out the Doc. Can't paint it in an ugly fashion now, can you? You can't say, oh my God, this guy was the worst of the worst. No, he was a fucking nurse that took care of people like me, veterans, and you executed them. Can't come up with a negative story there, right? That's the thing with the other one. They tried. They tried. They tried with Renee Good to paint her as the evil one. They did the best they could to try to paint the picture that Renee Good was a terrible person. And that's why she tried to run over the fucking officer. Cause she was such a bad person. She was such a bad mom. She was just a terrible fucking human being. And she sided with the left. We're investigating her because we have to see what ties she had to the left. What ties did Alex Preddy have? What ties did Keith Porter have? Notice how those stories get quiet quick, right? Notice how they try to quieted down. Now all of a sudden there was another shooting in Arizona. We have to change to a whole different state now. And now all of a sudden the FBI is like, oh, we are cooperating with the Arizona police to make sure all the investigation goes well. It was like, oh, so now all of a sudden you want to take part in the investigation. Now you want to side with what should have been happening in the first place. But the other two incidents you tried to take away and not say anything. Now all of a sudden Congress is concerned. But Congress wasn't concerned when Keith Porter got killed. Congress wasn't concerned when fucking Renee Good got killed. But now that there's no fucking evidence and there's no way they can fucking switch this story because everybody's seen the shit live. A live video, unedited video from multiple fucking angles of this man being executed. They can't change the rhetoric. They can't. ICE doesn't have enough people. The government doesn't have enough people. Me being a fucking service member knows we don't have enough people for this country. The best example is me being from New York fucking City, right? Did they find a lady? I don't know. A lot of them, they probably go into hiding. I believe they arrested all of those people, Mel. All of them got arrested. The ladies that he defended and ended up dying, she got arrested also. I believe they all got arrested. What's up, Pedro? Yeah, they arrested them all because they're witnesses. They're part of the issue. They were the ones that incited the riot, Mel. Remember, they incited the riot by getting pushed to the ground. Those people. So you had to arrest them because they're domestic terrorists, Mel. Like, come on, Mel. You should already know these people are domestic terrorists. They're standing outside on a public street with their phone out. They're domestic terrorists. Like, what else would you be doing? Mind you, you can't go. What's up, Yen? You can't go into, you can't go anywhere with a firearm with one magazine, with an extra magazine. Because the motherfuckers want to be like, oh, he had two extra magazines. No, he had one extra magazine. The other one was already in the fucking weapon. What damage were you planning to inflict with what? That shit had what, 10 rounds in it? What damage was he planning to inflict with 20 rounds? Like I said before, you got more fucking school shootings that had more fucking ammunition than this man went with. They started everything. The thing is that's why I say, Mel, this isn't back in the day. Because back in the day, when there wasn't everybody with cell phones, that dude would have gotten executed. You wouldn't have heard anything. He would have been executed. You wouldn't have heard anything. You would have heard of, oh, he approached the fucking officers with his weapons drawn and the officers decided to fire back. That's why I say things are different now. Because the thing is everybody out there had a phone. Everyone has a phone now. Because the thing is you can record them. And the thing is when you notice it, that's when it's funny because it was just like I've seen a couple of Republican the Republicans of Kansas. The GOP of Kansas for some reason started popping up on my fucking thing. I live in Kansas. So I started seeing it and they were just like, "Oh, this is a shot of this like them trying to frame it in a certain way." And I was just like I was gonna say I am surprised. I was fucking surprised. The amount of comments that were telling them to go fuck themselves in that thing gave me a glimmer of hope. It gave me a little glimmer of hope. Cause everybody was like, man, y'all must be fucking stupid. Like everybody, I could only imagine the amount of comments they blocked. But the Republicans that were trying to portray it as like, oh look, this is what he did, and everybody was like, bro, we seen the video. I was just like, you trying to take a still picture to fucking intimidate and try to portray a picture. We all saw the video. There's no still frame that you can fucking put into anything. It's hold on. Yo, hold on. Yo, this is great. It says you're a bully host discussing politics and blocking MAGA viewers. There's only one part of that wrong, and it's the bully part. That's the only part. That's the only part. But that's my AI. I feel good. I feel that actually makes my. You know what, Vocal? I mean, thank you for making my day. That actually made me feel pretty damn good. I'm a bully host discussing the politics and blocking. Imagine the fact that they would actually put that as my AI summary. I'm sorry, that's funny. Oh my god, that is fucking hilarious. That's actually great though. Because the thing is like I said, I am discussing politics and I am blocking them. So that those are correct. But for me to be put as a bully, that's crazy because now you are generalizing my thing and then you are causing. Now I'm a bully. So then when people. I see what TikTok is doing. Because the thing is now they'll have justification to block me. No, it makes sense because the thing is if you put that in your AI, then you have somebody in here that says something and I respond to them, then they can be reporting like, oh, bullying and fucking harassment, and then that's how I get banned. The problem that TikTok don't know is they not even gonna get a response. So I can't be bullying you. Not not for yeah, because I'm not blocking everybody. I'm just blocking MAGA. I already told y'all what I'm doing. And the same thing y'all should be doing. As soon as y'all interact with anybody that's still MAGA at this day and age, just block them. It was just like, it's okay, TikTok. You want to censor me? Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to censor your viewers. Because the thing is the difference between me and a lot of these other content creators is that I don't do this for the money. So me not getting more money has no effect on me. I do this because it needs to be said. I need this because it has to be put out in the open. I don't do this for this. Mel, I'm trying my hardest. It's hard out here. It's hard out here to make sense. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard out here to stop making sense. But that's it. It was just like, I understand. Hey, if y'all want to keep cursing them out, curse them out. Go ahead. I don't care. I'm not doing this for the money. That's why I appreciate when y'all donate, but y'all know y'all don't have to do that here. I'm doing this because it has to be done. But y'all have to understand that if TikTok wants to play these fuck games, if TikTok wants to play these games where they are censoring people that don't agree with MAGA, then it's as easy as censoring them back. Because the thing is if they can't gain any attention, they don't gain no traction. who MAGA gonna be at if they can't own the libs? If you can't own the libs, what you owning? Not a fucking thing. What you talking to, another MAGA? And all they gonna be like, oh yeah, yeah, you right. And then that's it in the conversation. You ain't gonna have, there's nothing fucking intuitive or anything fucking educational coming out of those conversations. We all know that. We already know that. Ain't no intelligent conversation coming out of a MAGA room. It's just gonna be the same fucking echo chamber of stupidity continuously. The thing is they feed off of trying to piss you off. They feed off of trying to say that you have no intellect. They feed off of the fact is just like, hey, you got any fucking sources? That's what they feed off of. Don't give them that. Because think about it like this. You see all these right wing, like, this is the thing. You think like a person like the older millennial, right? Y'all know who that dumb fuck is. You really think he gets all those views just from MAGA? No. He gets a lot of those views because you have Democratic people that don't like him that much that they go and wait for him to post just to call him a liar. People would just wait for him to post just to call him a liar or tell him he's full of shit or try to correct him. And he knows that. But I bet you if the people stopped doing that, that motherfucker wouldn't get nearly half the views he gets. Cause look, I did that. I noticed that too. Cause it's like, damn, a right wing MAGA fucking creator came up with some dumb shit, and for some reason it popped up on my FYP. So I did a response. I stitched them and tagged them because I don't be doing this whole I'm gonna do a response, but I don't tag the person. Nah, I want that motherfucker to see that shit. I want them to see that they being called out for their ignorance. A lot of these content creators will make a stitch, but they won't tag the person. It was like, nah, I'm tagging them before they block me. So that way they can block me, but their name is still there. So whoever isn't blocked can go and watch the video they made in its entirety. On Facebook, I already said that shit. I was just like, look, if you have any part, I put it like this on Facebook, and this was to friends, family, and anybody. If in any way you agree with anything this administration is doing to these communities and to families, fuck you, fuck your upbringing, fuck your finances, fuck your health, fuck anything to do with you. Don't speak to me. I will not interact with you. You no longer have my fucking respect. And that's it. If you claim to be a friend of mine, and somebody, and it's funny because somebody was just like, somebody responded and was just like, damn, Cruz, they got you mad. And I was just like, no, it's not that they got me mad. It's the fact that I either grew up with you. I grew up in a different upbringing. We didn't have everything while being brought up. We grew up as minorities. We came up and our families and parents came in through that same discrimination. And you are now turning a blind eye to the shit that's happening that would have been happening to your family if the times were just different and they would have just got in here. Nah, I don't, I ain't fucking with you. I don't give a fuck how long I known you. I don't care how many birthdays I was part of it. I don't give a fuck. You are no longer welcome in my presence or my family's presence. And that's it. Cause, and especially if you got kids, meaning if your kids were to be terrorized too, you would be okay with my kids being terrorized. We ain't having that. We just ain't having that. Yeah, I just started deleting them. I was just like, cause at first, like, yeah, if y'all have known me long enough, at first it was conversation. Cause it was just like some of these people, like I said, ignorant, stupid, or racist. And then there's all three. I was just like, at this point, you're all three. There's no going around it. Everything that has been done to this point, it's been a year of this administration. You've had a whole year to witness all of the shit this administration has been doing. Whole year. You've had a whole year. It was like you've lived a whole year of seeing what this man has done, what he has done to communities, what he's tried to take away, what he's trying to remove. And it's just like, and you still siding with this? It was just like there's no conversation anymore. That's why I was just like, I ain't got no time for it. It was just like, hey, if you MAGA, you gonna get blocked. That's it. We don't have anything to speak on. So what do you need to try to come into my live for? This is only for liberals, progressives, and independents. That's it. That's what the lives are from here on out. That's what it is. I'm gonna end up back on the computer screen and using my camera because I'm making sure that when I'm doing these lives now, I'm making sure I'm actually making accounts now for the other platforms so that way when I'm live on all these different platforms. Whether they grow or not, I don't give a fuck. But at least I know I'm on every platform where every single person has the ability to fucking view what I'm fucking saying, because it's not going to be limited to just TikTok and YouTube. Because right now I'm on YouTube also, but I'm already creating a Twitch. I'm already creating a Kick. I'm creating everything where I can possibly fucking stream online so that when I have these messages and I have these views and I have these talks, everybody's going to be able to fucking see it. There's not gonna be like, oh no, I don't use TikTok, or I don't use YouTube, or I don't use. Nah, you using something, bro. You on social, you on something. You gonna see me somewhere. My face is gonna pop up. You gonna get tired of my face being on different platforms talking all this shit. Cause that's it. The thing is being fucking suppressed on an app that's supposed to be, free speech. Free speech isn't only what that corporation wants, because if it was, that would mean that should be in their terms of service, that you are going to suppress people that are against your views. That should be on your fucking TikTok terms of service for everybody to acknowledge and everybody to see. But you don't see TikTok doing that, do you? They changed the thing. Oh, it's gonna find your geolocation, and then this, and then all these content creators started. Oh my God, they're gonna know what you're talking about now. They're gonna know what your ads are about. Like, bitch, you've been having that happen with every single fucking thing. Good night, Zarita. Have a good night. Yeah, free speech within the limit of their boundaries that they want. Imagine the fact that you're gonna call me a bully on your fucking app because I'm not taking a bullshit that you fucking talk to with everybody else. The fuck? How you a fucking of age adult and you being bullied? What type of bitch shit is that? Like, if you were a fucking underage kid being bullied and saying you being bullied, I understand. But you a grown ass man or a grown ass woman that pays for your own fucking phone bill and you want to talk about me bullying you? Am I wrong though? Am I wrong? You a grown ass fucking person that pays bills and you mad at me because I'm supposedly bullying? Like, you ain't fucking adult enough to just swipe? What type of bitch shit is that? That's the biggest bitch shit I've ever heard. Talking about I'm a grown ass man, that I'm paying my own bills, but I'm getting offended and I'ma stay here, continue to be offended, and not be an adult enough to walk away. Bitch, you should have never been an adult in the first place. They should have never gave your ass a phone, let alone fucking the rights to vote. The fuck? The fuck is going on with these people? That's some crazy ass shit when you think about it. When you sit down and think about it, like, damn, this grown ass fucking adult, because you got to be 18 to be on this shit. So you a grown adult. You probably got a job, unless your bitch ass is being have their phone paid by their parents still, which that's on some other bitch shit. But that's for another topic. But your bitch ass is an adult with a phone. Probably a phone that you finance because you know damn well your ass didn't pay for it outright because your ass is broke and can't pay for shit else. And then you have the audacity to get bullied. So what you telling me is somebody could just snatch your phone and just walk away and you ain't gonna do shit. That's what you telling me. Cause if I'm bitching you through the phone, I could only imagine how much you'll get bitched in person. You got sensitive over the phone? You one of those that probably start crying and bawling when you lose your job, huh? That's what you is. That's what they are. One of those that starts crying. You know the ones that when they get fired, they it's the waterworks and shit, and the person just tells them just get the fuck out and cry somewhere else because we don't give a fuck about you no more. That's who those people are. It's okay. You not like, come on, man. The fuck grown ass adult crying like a bitch. Like, come on, man. Like, you gotta be miss me with that bullshit. Miss me with that bullshit. You not gonna try to tell me that you as a grown fucking adult don't have the fucking ability to fucking you could even turn your fucking screen off. You don't even gotta fucking leave the app. You could just swipe up, swipe down. You come on now, TikTok. Who you should you know what they need to activate? You gonna make me cry. I'm just saying. It's like they need to, you know what the you know how they be like, oh, the mature audiences only. They need to activate bitch mode. That's what they need to do. Bitch mode. If you show characteristics of being a bitch and not being able to fucking handle a grown person talking, you are not allowed into this chat. That's what they need to do. Bitch mode. Not fucking mature audiences, bitch mode. Cause some of these people will be like, yeah, I'm mature, and they're the first ones to fucking report you. If your bitch ass don't get out my face, fuck out of here. That shit is fucking crazy, bro. Like, come on. She said I'm already on bitch mode. That's the thing. Me, I'm not trying to waste time with these people. But the thing is like, you gotta let them know. It's just like, stop being a bunch of bitches. It's just like, you getting mad at somebody on the fucking phone. You getting sensitive over somebody off the phone. I could only imagine if somebody actually yelled at you. But they'd be the same ones that be like, I would have punched a drill sergeant in the face. Shut your bitch ass up. You ain't punch nobody in the face. You barely punch yourself. Fuck out of here. You probably get scared of yourself on the fucking phone when they wake up. You type ugly ass motherfucker. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Man, these people, you know how these people be fucking pissing me off? That's the shit. These motherfuckers be pissing me off. Like that kind of stupidity is what fucking annoys me. That's what it is. It's not even anything else. Is that kind of ignorance and stupidity. That's just like, man, you that tough that you had to report somebody off a phone. Appreciate it. But that's what I love to see it. It was just like, nah, man. If they would have yelled at me, bro, I would have punched them in the face. Boy, I shit. I was in basic. I ain't seen nobody fucking lift a finger towards a fucking drill sergeant. Cause they would have royally beat the fuck out of you and been right. And you would have complained to everybody, and they would have been like, did you put your hands on the drill sergeant? And you would have been like, yes. And they would have been like, well, UCMJ Article 15, 45, and you get recycled, bitch. Try it again. And then on purpose, I think they probably throw you in the same fucking platoon that drill sergeant was in just to fuck with you. Just so you can have PTSD of that fucking ass whooping that they gave you for thinking you was tough. Like, come on, bro. These motherfuckers. You, Pedro, you know they would. You know it too. They, you know they would do that shit on purpose and put you in the same fucking platoon. Put you in the same platoon with that same fucking drill sergeant just so you can have PTSD and remember what the fuck you are every time that man talked or man or woman spoke to you. Every single fucking time. Watch that motherfucker win like fucking What's up? Is that when fucking soldier of the cycle or some shit? Next cycle, motherfucker. This is the most squared away fucking soldier we've had in years. We've we've never seen somebody so disciplined. Yeah, because they beat the fucking discipline into his ass. Fuck out of here. Always saying like, nah, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like soft ass people, man. This shit is crazy. There's some soft ass people. I was just like, that's that shit is still crazy to me. Who the fuck? Jana Martin Menina invites you to co-host with two other creators. Why these random ass like you know what kills me is the fact that fucking TikTok will be like, yo, we not gonna send anybody to your lives because you be bullying people because that's what they want to say I do, but then they want to send me people to co-host. Fuck is y'all doing TikTok? Like who? I need to talk to management because management is fucking this app up worse than it already was. It was just like, look, everybody was okay when it was just Chinese because you remember when they was you remember you remember when it was the Chinese was just taking all your information. You remember that? You, you remember when the Chinese was just taking all your information? You remember that? Basically, Soggy, can we have China back? Can China just take our shit? Like at this point, China can fucking take my information. Y'all already taking it. Y'all told me to agree to terms of services so that now y'all can get my information. When China was doing it, this app was fucking fun. I was actually learning shit on this fucking app. You remember that? You fucking remember that when you were actually learning shit on TikTok? When you would just be doom scrolling and be like, oh shit, this is interesting. Watch a whole fucking video. You just learn a whole new fucking craft in a fucking 3 minute fucking video. What happened to that? Ni hao. I was like, you used to learn shit. People were doing. Remember when dances was the biggest thing, and that's how you went viral, even though it was like 50 million people doing the same dance, and somehow everybody was going viral with the video. Y'all remember that? When people would tune into this shit and have a better day. All right, Soggy, have a good night, man. Bro, it was just a better fucking app. It was just a better app. It was just like these motherfuckers started taking national security reasons. What national security was China doing? Getting people's dance moves? That's what China was doing, getting people's dance moves. China was infiltrating fucking people's home recipes because that's where I used to be a lot in. Those home recipes. Motherfuckers be like, yo, I just made this shit. I'm like, damn, that shit look good. I'm gonna have to try this shit. That's when TikTok was good. Now it's just MAGA this, MAGA that. And then the crazy part is like the app has gotten to the point where your FYP don't even show you the shit that you just fucking up on. Yeah, and I'm not staying up for long. I'm about to be off like in the next 10 minutes. I'm not staying on for long. I'm limiting the time that I have on these apps now. I'm gonna be doing more fucking in person work and fucking working and learning shit about this state better and dealing with the Democrats and a friend of mine that works with the Democrats and stuff like that. I'm gonna be doing more activist shit. I'm not gonna be spending as much time on here. Cause the thing is, it's just like shit has to be done, and it has to be done in person. Cause in this app, is not being pushed out to people. I'm not saying I'm going into politics, y'all. Don't get excited. Don't get excited. Don't get excited. I'm not. I'm not. Yeah, that will be an announcement if it does happen. If I run for something in Kansas, yeah, y'all will know. Y'all will know. But I I believe my voice. I believe my voice and my intelligence and my experience of living in different places in the world, living different places in the country, will allow for that. Yeah, if stuff starts happening here in Kansas, most likely you will start seeing lives of me outside in Kansas, and I will be doing lives outside. Because the thing is just like they're making it more difficult for you to be successful on these apps. They don't want you to be able to speak. Because look at what this person Voke came here. Voke has known me for a while. Talk about I'm a bully. I'm discussing politics and I block MAGA. That's the AI summary. Imagine that that's what you put in for AI summary for me. When a person first walks in, never seen me before. Never seen me before. Never seen me before. And the first thing the AI summary says is that this guy's a bully. And that he discusses politics and blocks MAGA. The discuss politics and the block MAGA is true. But besides that, I was just like, ain't no bully. I just talk fucking honestly. It was just like, if your adult ass is too soft to fucking swipe up or swipe down, you should probably delete this app. Plain and simple. And the thing is that the playbook isn't going according to plan. Because by now we should have started rioting. The whole country should have been rioting. That's what they wanted. What the hell? We have detected inact. Yo, this should be killing me. TikTok, TikTok be on some bullshit. Talk about we need you to confirm that your live is active. Like, bitch, I've been talking the whole fucking time, and you need me to confirm by swiping a fucking button over to say that I'm still here. Like, you know the stupid shit that this app be. That's what I'm like. That's why again I'm not gonna be doing like I said. I'll be jumping on. I haven't been doing the fucking and that's what I'm saying. Like if it was like I wasn't moving, I wasn't in the fucking seat or some shit. The thing is this is the people that are in here are probably real people that actually listen to me and talk. Cruz, I guess I'm AI. I've been AI'd. They fucking got me, y'all. But it was like, but that's what it is. That's what it was just like. Y'all remember, it was just like my lives never only had this amount of people. My lives always had at least 50, 60, 70, 100 plus people in them. But the thing is like I said, when you start getting rid of MAGA, now the app doesn't want to send MAGA over here because they know I'm going to just block them. And they want that controversy. They want me to be ignorant towards MAGA. That's what they want. But I'm not giving that to them no more. Because if you don't want to, like, y'all seen the videos I've been posting. Y'all seen the video, the last couple of videos I've posted have shown what I've been posting. I haven't been posting nothing ridiculous. All I've just been saying is straight facts on just how ignorant these people are and how backwards they are with the shit that they doing. That's it. That's it. And it's just like they try to minimize it and they're going to continue to do that. This app is not going to get any better. But that's why I say you have to use the same thing back out to them. The same way they want to suppress you, you have to suppress them. If you have any right-wing content creator that comes out on you, block them. Don't give them that view. Don't feed that ignorance. Oh, just like they're already suppressing you. What is it gonna hurt? You still gonna your FYP is not gonna change. TikTok is still gonna send shit at you. But at the same time, it's just like I'm just blocking them because the thing is a lot of the times those people make money because you watch their shit. You watched it because of how ignorant it was. Wasn't because you wanted to say it was just like, damn, this motherfucker is so fucking ignorant, and you still watched it though. So he got a view. Block him. As soon as they start saying and MAGA, block. Click on the top, block. And that's it. What are they gonna do? What is TikTok gonna do? Not show my videos to anybody? They already do that. It was like you gotta do better than that, TikTok. What you gonna do? Not give me money? Money, yeah, weren't giving me in the first place? Because the thing is who does it affect? It affects those content creators that actually were making money on here. A lot of those grifters are feeling it now. Because now TikTok ain't paying them. They're, my videos ain't posting. I can't I can't get my just like then do it again. Yo, you mad at the fact that your video isn't getting those fucking 30,000, 40,000 views because you were making probably a good $100 off of those videos each time. Now that your video is only getting like 1,000 views, it ain't doing nothing. You ain't making money. It's awfully quiet on. Now they're more concerned about making it, and that's what it is. I'm not concerned with that shit. I was just like, people will make money on this app if they make money. If you right wing, they're gonna push you more. But if you ain't watching them and you already blocked them, can't make money if nobody's watching your shit. I make videos. I posted what? I posted I think like 4 videos. Two of them I posted yesterday, and it was me talking shit about something, and they posted today. And I was just like, that don't make sense. I was like, how's my video posting the day after I posted it, but the video I posted the day after posted beforehand? I was just like, that's not how that shit works. I was like, that's not how it's gonna work. And that's what people don't fucking understand. No, it's not. It's not Oracle. It's not. It's not. And it has nothing to do with Oracle. It's the people. Because the thing is, you got to remember, Oracle is a different entity. Oracle is more of a cloud service. So what Oracle, what is doing is making sure to record people like me and everybody that doesn't like the shit that they do. That's what Oracle is doing. TikTok is under that new management. That new management team is who's in charge of this whole suppression thing. Because Oracle just wants to record stuff because it's a cloud service. That's what they want to do. They want to record because this trains their AI. All these conversations and all this stuff, that's what it does. It trains AI. And that's what people need to understand. That's why me, I used to use Chat GPT a lot to help me like with work stuff. And now it's just like, you know what? I don't even use it as much anymore. Because the thing is all it's doing is feeding people. You know, for me, the craziest thing is this is the crazy thought. It's just crazy thought. It's crazy thought. I would swear that the world was gonna end within the next decade for me. I would swear. My thing is these motherfuckers is just trying to get all the fucking information they can to save it. Why do you need to save all this information? Never wanted to save anything before. Now all of a sudden it's a uptight to make sure to save all this information. I find that weird. That's just me though. That's just me. It was like you just want to save all this information. And information is power, yes, but why try to save it all? You've had the ability to save information at all. You have all the information. Remember, Pedro, they create the information. So why would you want more people to use AI so you can learn different ideologies, different thought processes, different things? Because the thing is they've had this information. Shit, Pedro, if they want information, they should go into the Vatican Library. They probably learn a lot of shit from there, don't you think? Teach them that shit. But that's the thing, you know what it is? Books can't read to AI. Those scriptures can't read to AI. Those scriptures can't speak to AI. But if you've been studying long enough, you know enough shit, you can train AI in something that it don't know. I'm just saying, it's some weird shit going on. It's some weird shit going on. Yeah, the Vatican has a lot of shit that we still don't know. The Library in Congress is there, but ain't nobody gonna read all them books. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a lot of books. Ain't nobody reading all that shit. But that's the thing. AI can't pick up the book and read it. AI has to be given that book. AI has to be given the thought. AI has to be given the prompt. AI has to be given the information for it to obtain the information. It just can't produce it on its own. No, they're not gonna try to destroy it. Those data centers are to save information, but also for surveillance purposes. It was like you need it because look, it's like having a server in your house, right? It was like some people have servers where they have downloaded movies from back in the day, the LimeWire, all that shit, and they got all those movies, and they have it on a hard drive. You have it on a hard drive to use, but that information can only be used when you access it. It's the same thing with AI. You can only gain information from AI once you access it from AI, but it needs to be able to store that information. The same way when you had those, y'all remember, what's my old ass iPod? I still got one of those old ass iPods. You show the generation now one of those, they'd be like, what type of fucking shit is that? I still got one of those where you can load all the songs into it and shit like that. You could only access it if you loaded the shit in there, and then you were able to play off of it. Same thing. It's just technology changes into a different thing. Now they just want something that can contain all that stuff, but they need the space to do it. You can't put all this information into, like, you storing information the same way that prompt takes up water and electricity to run. It also takes space to save what's going on. Well, but that's the thing. Yeah, and it depends on the creator, but you still have to save that. It still has to be saved. Because the conversation you have with AI is not the same conversation I have with AI. But at the same time, that AI is going to learn from that, and it still has to save those conversations. So there has to be a place to be able to save what you're talking about. Because you may have expertise in this subject. I need to save that shit. Because otherwise, you're going to say some stuff. I remember the important parts, but I'm not going to remember it all. But if I have it all saved, it's different. Then I can do surveillance, and then I could do it. It was just like you generating all this information for a reason. And it's just like, I don't know. I've always been, I guess, a conspiracy theorist back in the day. The average person don't even know what AI is, bro. Let alone how to prompt it properly. Most people don't even know what the fuck AI is. You think MAGA knows what AI is? MAGA couldn't figure out how to search tariffs, let alone fucking how to operate AI or understand what AI does. It was like it talks back. It does shit for you. Bro, these are the same people that can't even swipe up or swipe down as a grown ass person and get offended. And you think they know what AI is? Come on, dog. You giving them too much. You giving them way too much credit. You giving them way too much credit. The same people that couldn't swipe up or down and got offended because I said something, and you think they know about AI? Shit. It's good to know. It's good to know, but that's the thing. They are programming this, yeah, and it's already been programmed. The AI has already been in there. If you go to your settings, there's different apps and different things on there. They've been programming that. That's part of the programming. That's part of the having the American part in there, is to have those AI concepts in this. Because the thing is when it was owned by China, they couldn't operate the AI. When it was under China, you weren't suppressed for being MAGA or for being a liberal. You weren't suppressed when it was under China. Because China didn't give a fuck. China just saw this, man, they screwing each other over. They can have it. We don't give a fuck what they say. As long as it's not some wild ass shit, you can say whatever the hell you want on either side. We gonna push it regardless. Now they notice it's just like, hey, We got a lot of educated people on one side, and we got people that aren't as educated on the other side. If we allow these educated people to keep on talking and keep on showing the views and keep on showing these different angles of these assassinations and these murders and these executions, MAGA's gonna turn on us, which you already see happening. And that's why I say, Yen, with the whole Project 25, they weren't expecting that. Because by now, according to Project 2025, we should have been shooting out in the streets already. We should have been creating fucking havoc already. According to Project 2025, according to their game plan, we should have been destroying the streets and we were under martial law by now. And that shit hasn't happened. So they don't know what the fuck to do. And the thing is they're trying to be more aggressive with their tactics. They're lying more, but then their own MAGA people are starting to realize, like, yo, you lying, bro. I didn't get no tax on no overtime. I didn't get no tax on no tips. I got a 50-year mortgage. I got an 8-year car loan. I can't pay for my prescription. They're not gonna look. Look, Yen. This is the one thing. Project 2025 didn't say anything about the. Did they say anything about the NRA? Because even the NRA was just like, nah, bro, I can't agree with you. That says something. Exactly. That exactly, and that's the part they were. The NRA actually made a fucking statement. The NRA don't say shit to nobody. When's the last time you heard the NRA make any fucking statement? There's been how many fucking school shootings and you haven't heard the NRA say a peep? When the NRA said, yeah, we don't agree with this whole you can't walk around with our weapon shit, that's when I knew I was just like, yeah, MAGA fucked up. That's when I knew MAGA fucked up. When the NRA said, nah, bro, we ain't fucking with you on that one. It was just like, motherfuckers gonna carry guns. We don't know about this can't walk around type bullshit. We ain't having none of that. Everybody was shocked. Fucking Republicans themselves were shocked. It was like, am I seeing that? Did that say NRA don't agree? I guess we got to make some changes. That's the other thing that gave me a little glimmer of hope. Because the thing is if the NRA is taking a stance on this, that means they weren't part of the plan. That means the NRA wasn't included in this thought process. That means that these Second Amendment people, the real ones, will stand up for it. Not these bitch ass ones that fucking cry on the internet. The real ones. Exactly. So when the supporters of the Republican Party are saying, I don't agree with the Republican Party, that is a big change. That is something Project 2025 would have never fucking thought of. Project 2025 would have never thought that the NRA would said, hey, Republicans, can't agree with you. That part is nowhere in the playbook. And that's why they're like, fuck. Because look at the tone of, oh, we'll leave Minnesota as long as you give us our voter rolls. I thought you was out here for immigration. Now you want my voter rolls? So you went from trying to be immigration policy to votership? Exactly, Evie. Exactly. That's why I said it was just like, y'all remember when I used to debate these idiots? And all you had to do was just let them keep talking. And they would put themselves in a corner and make themselves look foolish. That's all we got to do. It sucks that we have to go through this, but they fucking themselves up. They doing shit and saying shit that makes them look bad. It's eating their own fucking party. They're eating their own selves because then they're going to end up turning on each other when the blame game starts. And you know, none of these weasel ass fucking people is not going to turn on each other to save their own necks. You already know that. You could already tell that these people going to start snitching quick. Exactly. And that's another thing, Yen. That's not part of the playbook either. You see what I'm saying? It was like they have a playbook, but their playbook has nothing to do with the NRA, nothing to do with the NRA saying, nah, bro, we do not agree with this statement when the NRA never says anything. And and the fucking Project 2025 has nothing to do with throwing each other under the bus. Cause why? Somebody's gonna get scrutinized. Somebody's gonna be taking heat. They thought they were gonna be able to throw the heat off by getting rid of Greg Bovino. Three people still got killed. That don't change the fact. People are not forgetting that. They just thought that people were gonna move out the way and let ICE do what they wanted to do. That was also what they thought with Project 2025. But people have morals. Some of these people are their neighbors. Some of these people are their neighbors' kids. Some of these people are basically people that they consider family also, even though they're not from the same mother, even though they're not from the same race. They're going to eat themselves alive because the difference was in Germany, Germany didn't have as many people. Well, hold on. Let me see. Let me look that up real quick. The population of Germany in 1930 was 65 million people. Let's see, 1940. 70 million people in Germany in 1940. Difference. This is, like I said, this is the difference with technology. Back then, they had radio. Back then, they can monitor and control every radio, and every radio would play his speech, which would lead to more indoctrination because everybody was able to listen to his speech. Nowadays, you don't have that control. They're trying to get that control. That's why they're buying up all these media outlets. But they don't have access to all media outlets. You notice how not everybody repeats what Truth Social says? Only Donald Trump pays attention to his own Truth Social. Everybody else don't have that shit. They don't have that mass ability to control. They don't have that mass ability to just funnel into people. That's why this is a process that they are trying to do like Germany did over a couple of years, but they're trying to institute that into the schools because that's the whole point of changing these freedom schools with these dumbass fucking states. And that's why the internet is backfiring on Project 2025. Because I bet you most of those people that wrote a lot of this shit didn't think fucking anything of intelligence would come from them. Yeah, you didn't hear about freedom schools or some shit like that. They're trying to re-educate people or some shit, and it's the dumbest fucking states we got in the country. The red dumbest states. It's some shit. I seen some post on the Republican fucking thing, and I was just like, these dumb fucks. But that's the thing. You have the internet. You have FaceTime. You have the ability to go live in an instant. I could be at a fucking protest and I could just go live. Before, you had to wait for all the information that came out on the news, and the news would tell you what happened. But everybody got a fucking phone now. So everybody can hit record. And if you got 100 people, at least 50 of them are recording that incident. That's 50 different fucking angles. Do I think Mamdani's a great mayor? Look, Mamdani on day 8 already has universal health care, universal child care for children under 2. That was day 8. And I think day 12, hotels can no longer charge you any hotel fees and they cannot put any holds on your card. That's the thing, Yen. They can't stop us from recording. It's not possible. They make the phones. you can straight you can stream straight to Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, anything. Just go live. But that's the thing. It was just like, have you seen with the Samsung? Bro, I can see the fucking moon. Y'all think I'm not gonna be able to record shit? What the fuck? You know the zoom, that 100 times zoom on the fucking Samsung phones is disrespectful as fuck. You in the fucking conversation without even being there in the Samsung phone. You could zoom in that fucking close, and you think people ain't gonna catch shit on their phone? It's just like, no, that's just what it is. They gonna do that, but it's not gonna be possible because then that means everybody has to turn off the camera on their phone, or their phone is going to be managed by somebody else, and you know nobody's going to allow that. There's some measures that back in the day would make sense, but like I was saying, the people that wrote Project 2025, yeah, think about it like this: the people that wrote Project 2025, how many of those do you think were actually computer savvy? Think about it. All these older ass white racist people. How many of you do you think sat down and wrote this racist ass shit in these plans? My point exactly, Pedro. That's why the shit ain't going as it goes, because these motherfuckers ain't tech savvy. They ain't tech savvy. This next generation is nothing but tech savvy. Most of these people don't know how to use their phones. Did you not hear? Look, put it like this. This is the easy way to explain it. Did you hear the fucking the hearings that they had about TikTok with the TikTok CEO? Did you hear the stupid ass fucking questions that some of these Republicans were fucking asking? Look at the stupid ass questions they were asking the TikTok CEO about TikTok that they didn't fucking know. These people wrote this shit without knowing. They still stuck in their ways, and the thing is that they're trying to push it, but they don't understand that with technology and the investment of technology, it's not going to be working. Are you a Chinese citizen? Yeah. Like the stupidity isn't gonna work. They're gonna have to do it in a whole nother level. Like, yes, you have these right wing people, but these people were always like that. That's not a new creation. These white supremacists, these white neo Nazis, they've been around. It hasn't changed. The thought process hasn't changed. They're just trying to make it new. But it's all old shit. They're just trying to incorporate it into technology now because you have those old dudes that don't know technology, but they're trying to get the younger generation that does know technology so that they can infiltrate and speak out on these things. That's how you had these fucking Nick Fuentes dudes fucking doing this shit. The same thing with look at fucking Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was big on fucking YouTube. If you were fucking white MAGA and don't know what YouTube is or don't know how to search for it, you didn't know who Charlie Kirk was. The only reason people found Charlie Kirk was because TikTok would push out little snippets and stuff, and he was probably at some people's schools. Besides that, Charlie Kirk, for a person that supposedly had so much affection and so much love in this country, he had how many followers? Can't be that fucking important and have that little bit of followers. You wasn't pushing no Joe Rogan numbers. That's the thing. That's something that I was like, that's the thing. You can't pay attention to them. You can't bother with these people. Just leave them. Let them be who they want to be, and that's it. I was like, you can't pay them no mind. It's just like you give them any attention, they feed off of it, and they think. I saw a video by a person. There's a person I follow, and what he does is he makes videos showing what the extremist right is. He shows videos how you identify neo Nazis or white supremacists or the Proud Boys or all these entities. He just continues to make videos on different symbols that they use, the flags that they use. So if you see an American flag with a circle, the 13 fucking colonies, that's usually one of those white supremacist parts. Yeah, but he does that and he shows all different things. He shows the old stuff, he shows the history of it, and he starts showing what they're doing now. But that's what it is. People just need to realize that stuff. It's just like these people are going to continue to do that, but we just got to continue what we're doing. Don't give them any leeway because the thing is like put it like this: if you have to argue with a person that saw the video of what happened to Renee Good or Alex Preddy, there's nothing to argue. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to conversate on. There's nothing that you need to fucking have a conversation about. If you witness that, yeah, the Alex Preddy especially, because the Renee Good is just like, oh my god, he hit him on a car. Okay, whatever. That's your excuse. That's what you want to stick to. Cool. With this one, I was just like, that's the thing. And the Heritage Foundation needs people to be on their side. It needs more of the country to be on their side. You know how many people they alienated with the NRA making that statement? That's the thing that a lot of people ain't understanding. The NRA making that statement alienated a lot of MAGA from the MAGA group. A lot. Because a lot of those MAGA and a lot of those Second Amendment dudes, no, the NRA don't say shit. They don't say a motherfucking thing. But for the NRA to come out the day after, not even like a week later, the day after saying that now we ain't with this shit, like nah, bro, you ain't gonna tell people they can't have their guns. We want them to buy guns. We ain't fucking with you if you telling people they can't walk around with their guns. Like, have you lost your mind? Have you forgot who funds you? That was the NRA speaking right there. Did you forget who lobbies for you? That's what that was. That's what the NRA did right there. Did y'all forget we pay a lot of y'all to get in the CTIR so we can make more gun laws accessible? And you want to talk about limiting people? That hurts our bottom dollar. Then that also hurts your bottom dollar. Because if I ain't making no money, I ain't sponsoring you. So them doing that alone tells you that MAGA is right now, they trying to figure out. Yeah, if the NRA, look, the NRA has never said anything about all the fucking hundreds of fucking school shootings we've had. But they drew a line on you not being able to carry at a protest. None of these school shootings, and you've had massive ones. You've had Columbine, you've had Sandy, you've had all of these, and the NRA never said a motherfucking thing. But they said, nah, a person protesting with a weapon, that's their fucking right. MAGA wasn't expecting that. Because you know what that does? This is what it does, yeah, and this is one thing you need to understand. A lot of those politicians that are in Congress right now got funded by the NRA to win their races. So you know what that means? That motherfucker wants to keep that funding. They ain't gonna vote for anything against fucking guns. Especially those red states, exactly. Especially those red states where the NRA is big and they make sure to fucking support those people. You know those people ain't gonna vote against the NRA because the NRA will throw out some money then. That's why they gotta change it. That's why they gotta change the tactic and try to change what they're trying to do and make it seem like, oh no, we're not trying to do this. We're not trying to do that. It's like, no, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. Now, I wouldn't say anything is gonna go blue right away. It's gonna take time. There's gonna be a lot of changes with these midterms and stuff like that. But nah, the thing is like it's not going to be scary because the thing is you already see a lot of places are already having Democratic people trying to run. There's a lot of Democratic people trying to run and take part in these things and make change. That's why I'm not as concerned because, like I said, the population in Germany was 70 million. They're using the same playbook that Germany did, but the thing is they didn't take into consideration internet. They didn't take into consideration the intelligence of people. They didn't take into consideration that the size of fucking Europe is the size of Texas. They didn't take into consideration that you don't have enough people in the government to make these changes. In Germany, you were making everybody in the military. And then everything they heard, everything they got taught, everything they seen was nationalism. That you got democratic states. In Germany, democratic states ain't the same as it was here. Here, the size of New York is basically the size of part of Europe. And you have how many people in New York? How many people in California? You got almost a quarter of the country in two states alone. They weren't expecting all that. A lot of their game plan is in that book. Yes, it's detailed, but it's not plausible. You can't have martial law in a fucking country this big. Who's gonna fucking slow people down? You only have what, a million service or what in total it's like what 2.3 DOD people. We only have like a 450,000 in the army. New York City dwarfs that by itself a couple million times over. All these big states and big cities in Illinois, they got so many people. There's no way to stop everybody. It's just not possible. It's just not. It's just not. In Germany, it was different. Why? Because all the European countries were in on it. That's the difference. That's the part that they don't teach in history. All the European countries were in on it. All the European countries rounded up their Jewish community to send them to Germany. That would be like every state in the US agreeing with Germany and agreeing to give up all their immigrants and then sending them out. That's what that would mean in this country. Meaning that California agrees to round up all illegal immigrants and ship them to whatever facility. New York does the same thing. Chicago, Illinois does the same thing. All these blue states do the same. That's not, you know how crazy that would be? That would mean that the states would have to turn on each other, on themselves, round up people within their. That would mean mass chaos across the entire fucking country. You don't have enough cops. And that's why I say the best example I always give people is New York City because I was born and raised there. I know the landscape. I know where it is. You got 50,000 NYC police officers. 50,000. That's more than some of these red towns. There's 9 million fucking people. 9 million people in New York City. And you got 50,000 cops. So what you're telling me is if New York City wanted to act a fucking fool, there's no stopping New York City. If Florida decided to act a fool, they don't have enough cops to stop everybody acting a fool. If Texas were to lose this shit, it's too motherfucking big. That's why it's just like a lot of that stuff is like they doing a lot of the stuff. They're completing a lot of it. But the thing is we have people making changes. We have people that are fighting for it. And the thing is and that's the other thing. The military knows. Cause you know why? The military is not even the unconstitutional orders, Pedro. It's the fact that you know how many of these people have their granddads or great granddads that served this country to make sure Germany didn't do what it did? You really think all those service members that have all that lineage is just going to turn on their people? See, look, Pedro being one of them. That's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You got to remember, it's one thing to go to war against another country, but to go to war, U.S. citizens against the U.S. military, no need to cry in. It's just like that's what it is. It's a big concern because there's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world. Trust me. Y'all don't see the bags. Y'all see the bags under my eyes, but y'all don't see them as well as I haven't been getting much sleep lately. My health has been deteriorating, so that's why I'm also been slowing down on this shit. Um, but you to think of it in a reasonable way because that's what rattles my head and don't let me do that. Yeah, I am old too, but that's what rattles my head also. It's just all the thought process because yeah, I have kids that are brown. I have a wife that's brown. And it's tough to fucking sleep at night knowing that I might have to wake up and pop somebody or that I might get popped in the process. It's a hard thought process to wake up with every single fucking day. It is stressful, but at the same time, you have to fucking think of it as like, in order for these people to achieve this, you have to get way beyond the supposed 77 million people that voted for this to have this happen. It was 77 million people that voted for Donald Trump. Out of those 77 million, all 77 million are not following him still. You're getting more people enraged against what these people are trying to do on a daily basis because of what they're doing. What's going to happen is there's going to be massive change once this man dies. Once this man dies, it's going to be a crazy change. Yeah, the US is a large country, and that's what people need to realize. I lived in fucking Germany for 4 years. I got to travel all over Europe. I went to Poland. I went to Romania. I went to Switzerland. I drove through Austria. Been to the Netherlands. Been to through the Baltics. I've seen a lot of fucking places, and the amount of time it took me to drive from one place to another is nothing compared to what it is driving here. I was like, it's impossible to round up so many people. It's impossible to do it unless the whole government decides it's going to do it. And then at the same time, in 1930s Germany, everybody wasn't packing. That's the other part. We got more weapons in this country than we have people. So you shouldn't be racking your head over it. We got more guns in this country than we have people. And unless you find a way to be able to take every single one of those, which I would be scared with the next president, y'all better not vote Newsom in. Then I would be concerned. That's when I would see laws being happen, because they're gonna say that look at the craziness that's happened in these 4 years, and that's gonna try to be their justification for doing it. At the same time, that's cool. If they do some shit like that, like hey, everybody has to give up their weapons, as long as we not going to war with anybody, I'm cool with it. Cause you don't need all the weapons if you ain't going to war with nobody. You don't need the weapons. But if we're still trying to go to war with countries and shit like that, ain't nobody giving up their shit. Ain't nobody giving up their shit anyway. It was just like, what you gonna do? Pay me full dollar value for all the shit I bought? The USA got money like that. Motherfuckers don't even want to give you your $200 fucking refund check. See? Motherfucker came in quick. You not taking my stuff. Blocked. Bro, I ain't got time to waste with your dumb ass. Like the fuck? Coming in half through a fucking conversation, not hearing what the fuck we talking about. Blocked. See? See how quick that was? See how simple that was? See how much you see how less stress y'all gotta deal with when I just block these dumbasses as soon as they come in? See how easy that is? Just do the same. They show up in your comments, block. That's it. It might hurt people's engagement. I'll say that. It will hurt people's engagement. But if you're doing this for money, don't listen to me. If you're doing this for money, don't listen to me. Take that advice. If you are doing this for money, do not take my advice. Keep the ignorant people here and don't block them. But if you're doing this because you actually want change and you just don't want to give them a voice anymore because they don't deserve it, block them. But if you're trying to make money off of this, you need that ignorance because you need them to view your shit. I'm happy with the fact that if people are watching my shit and it's liberals, progressives, and independents watching it, I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. I don't need ignorant people to watch it just to say something stupid. There's no need for it. It is what it is, but that's all I got, y'all. I said, Yen, take it easy, breathe easy. Use your Second Amendment right. Go purchase something. That's it. Go purchase something. Go to a range, practice. Hopefully, you will never have to use it. But be prepared in case you do. Because it's the truth. That's what everybody needs to hear. Use your Second Amendment right. Have them look at you weird because you're buying so much shit. Just train yourself how to use it. That's it. Appreciate it, House. That's all it is. Use your Second Amendment right. Everybody has the right to do it. Use it. Train how to use it. Train how to safely store it. Train how to safely disarm it. Train with it. Hope that you never have to use it. The same way like in the military. I got trained to do a lot of shit. I hope one day I never have to fucking use it. But if I did, at least I knew what the fuck I had to do. And you always protecting yourself and yours. That's priority number one. You protect yourself and yours. But if you're not taking the precautions to make sure to take care of yourself or protect yourself or protect those around you, you only slowing yourself down. Always make sure you're protecting yourself and your family. That is number one. Always do that. Be prepared. Have those little backup plans. Have a little backpack that has little stuff and little a to go bag. If you need to get the fuck out the house quick, just have a to go bag. Hopefully you never need to use it, but that shit is probably in your garage or it's in a closet or in a soft spot that you know where it's at. And hey, you can grab and go. Just be prepared. There's nothing wrong with being prepared. Cause then at least you know you ain't scrambling at the last moment. That way you already know, hey, we got a plan. This is where we leaving. This is how we going. A trunk wherever you got your wherever it is. I don't dictate that to anybody. I just explain to them. You got to prepare yourself. Mm-hmm. Even shit, TikTok got a whole bunch of those fingerprint access fucking things. I've been trying to see if somebody has a good review on it because I've been planning to get a couple of them. But at the same time, I already have my own safe. It's just I like the fact that it's like the fingerprint one because that's pretty handy. But you need to make sure you protecting yourself. Make sure you have what you need. If it's the go bag, just something that has like, hey, should always have a first aid kit in your house. Don't mean because of something happened, but hey, if something happens, a little injury or something, you got a first aid kit in your house. Or you got a little first aid kit in your fucking bag to go. Stuff like that is very important to have. It's just like it sucks that we have to be in this process, but you have to be in this process. You just have to be prepared. You should always if you always ready, you never gotta get ready. And as always, be good to one another, take care of one another, look out for one another, love one another, stay marvelous while doing it, y'all. I'm just Cruz. Appreciate y'all. Y'all be safe, stay safe, get some rest. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace. Have a good night, y'all.